Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro Negro channel. If you're just arriving, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. On YouTube, subscribe below and turn on notifications. Click the bell and leave that awesome like on the video, man. I'm going to bring you important information about this classic match between Flamengo and Botafogo. Altinho is here. He's excited right next to me. It's a derby day, and Botafogo hasn't beaten Flamengo. The last time Botafogo beat Flamengo, just so you know, was in 2018. It's been 8 years. A 1-0 victory. And Luis Fernando, who scored the goal, did the cheirinho gesture to old Paquetá. Funny how fate works. Those guys have been at it for 8 years, ever since they did the cheirinho gesture to us. We won in 2019, and after that, we won 3 Libertadores and 3 Brazilian championships. Look at the cheirinho. Luis Fernando, 3 Brazilian championships, 3 Copa do Brasil titles. Wait, was it really 3 or was it 2? 2 Copa do Brasil titles, right? 22 and 24. We won 4 or 5 Carioca championships, 5 Carioca championships. Wait, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 5 Carioca championships. So, who's cheirinho? Who is the black and white scent? Cheirinho, that's you guys, man. So you went to make cheirinho for Paquetá? Paquetá has the obligation today to go in with a knife between his teeth with fire in his eyes to give back that cheirinho the guy did. Actually, Flamengo has already given it back, but today Paquetá still owes that. He has to give the cheirinho back to Botafogo, who have been smelling Flamengo's victory for 8 years. And they bragged about it in 2018. But this is the moment. We'd like to remind you that our sponsors are listed in the pinned comment, and of course, we also have YouTube shopping here. You can get this jersey, man, this long sleeve Flamengo jersey that I'm wearing. It's beautiful. Otto, what's up, son? Look at the teddy bear. Check out this long sleeve jersey that I'm wearing. It's available, man, in many stores. Actually, it's not. It's out of stock in many Flamengo stores. It's out of stock. But here on YouTube, shopping, direct shopping, right here on our channel, you can get it now with the patch, with customization, with everything, man. So you can get several Flamengo jerseys from Brasilein, Zico's jersey, Feruza, the diamond black jersey. Man, it's amazing, beautiful. I'm going to show them all here, including the Brasilein jersey, starting from 89, 90, man, which you can buy and help Flamengo, because these are official products. Look, we have a lot of information to bring you. I'm going to bring you all the information about Flamengo's game soon in just a little while, right? Time flies, doesn't it? Flamengo's game today is a little earlier. Flamengo usually plays at night, and we've already brought you the likely lineup earlier as well. You're excited, huh, Philo? You're excited, you're sleepy. That's sleepiness, right? That little noise means you're sleepy, right, love? That little noise means you're sleepy. We're also going to talk here about Botafogo's absences, since they have a game up in the altitude of Bolivia. And we're going to bring you all the details about the game. I'll give you the information about the game right now. 5:30 post-meridian Brasília time for me here. 3:30 post-meridian at Engenhão Stadium, Eternal Engenhão. I don't call it Newton or Sandro. To me, Engenhão is just Engenhão. Botafogo fans don't like it when you call it Engenhão. No, not to fill it up. And by the way, not many people bought tickets. The stadium is going to be empty, right? Carnival Sunday, and we know how it is, right? Look, it's the quarterfinals of the Carioca Championship, so neither team has an advantage regardless of their performance. If Flamengo wins by 1 goal, they're already in the semifinals against Madureira. If they win today against Bangu, they're in the semifinals against Vasco. You see that Flamengo will probably have an easier semifinal, but that doesn't mean anything. Football, you know how it is. Today, the broadcast is on television, Globo, and Premiere, okay? So, the probable lineup for Flamengo, I'll tell you this. I don't believe this probable lineup will actually happen. Because from what I heard, there will be a surprise today, okay? There's a big surprise in the lineup today, so honestly, I don't know what that surprise is. Even if I knew, I wouldn't say it so I wouldn't spoil the surprise. Otherwise, it's not a surprise, but the probable lineup, remembering that there should be a big surprise. From what we've been told, Rossi Royal, Léo Ortiz, ou Vitão, Léo Pereira, and Ayrton Lucas, Eric Pulgar, Everton Araújo, Arrascaeta. Could someone else take Arrascaeta's place there, huh? Paquetá playing with another player there on the left side. Carrascal on the left side. So, guys, Paquetá, Carrascal, and Pedro in the attack. And man, speaking of Pedro, speaking of attack, what a great goal Juninho Shrek scored, right? I say Shrek, you know who I'm talking about. What a goal. He's already scoring goals there in Mexican football, but what a goal he scored. And I was telling you, give the guy a chance, right? Juninho, he's good. He just needs an opportunity, and they weren't giving him a chance. You see, they weren't giving him any playing time. And he's there, already showing that he deserves it, that he deserved an opportunity there in Mexico, doing great at Pumas. Take a look at Botafogo's probable lineup. Just a reminder that Flamengo's absences are still the same. Saul and Jorginho are injured. In this case, Saul had surgery, Jorginho is injured and recovering, and De La Cruz is being rested. Because of the synthetic turf, Botafogo's probable lineup is Neto, Italo or Bastos, Newton and Barbosa, Vitinho, Barrera, Danilo, and Alex Teles or Nathan Fernandez. Keep an eye on him. You have to mark Montoro well, Matias Martins or Arthur Cabral, okay? This is the probable lineup of coach Marti Manselme. Felipe Luis will have to stay focused on marking Montoro, who's playing really well. The absences are players who have already left, some to Bolivia, to play at high altitude. Christian Lor, Leo Link, Gabriel Abdias, Cadu Cauã, Toledo Cauã, Cruz, Marquinhos, Bernardo Valim, and Wallace Davi are all traveling to Bolivia. The referee is Bruno Arleu de Araujo, and the video assistant referee is Rodrigo Carvalhais de Miranda. So, I'll give my predicted score here, 2-1, Flamengo. I think Flamengo will win the game today, right? Oh, your pacifier fell, son. Wait, calm down, calm down. Look, here it is. Look, here it is. So I think Flamengo can do it, right? It's a close win, but Flamengo can qualify. Remember, if it's a draw, once again, penalties. Our friend here, Flavella Official, he always tends to bring the lineup very close to what will actually happen in his lineup. It's Rossi, Royal, Leo Ortiz, Leo Pereira, Ayrton, Lucas, Pulgar, Everton, Araujo, Arrascaeta, Paquetá, Arrascal, and Pedro. All right, so let's see if it's going to be confirmed, if he's going to get it right again, right? Our friend Flavella Official, we have Arrascaeta close to reaching, possibly reaching that milestone, right? He's the foreign player who scored the most for Flamengo, possibly reaching the 100-goal mark for Mengão. Arrascaeta is really close, right? In the derby against Botafogo, he could reach those 100 goals wearing the sacred jersey and join the select group of centurion scorers for the club. He just needs to find the back of the net. He will join legends like Zico, Romario, and Gabriel Barbosa, further immortalizing his name in Mengão's history. Is that right? In the current squad, only Pedro has 152 goals and Bruno Henrique has 110 goals, right? Only they have more goals than the Uruguayan, okay? So he could score. If he scores today against Botafogo, today Arrasca will score. Today Arrasca will score Arrascaeta's 100th goal to seal our qualification. And the comeback for real in the year 2026, right? Flamengo could make a comeback, guys. Yesterday we had Real Madrid's win here, 4-1 over Real Sociedad. Vini Jr. is scoring too. Jorginho even reposted congratulating him, right? It's amazing. And in one of Vini Jr.'s penalty kicks, he did it with the famous little jump in Jorginho's characteristic style. A Flamengo player who usually uses that little pause before finishing, and on social media, Real's number 7 also posted a photo tagging Jorginho, right, joining in on the fun after the penalty. So, Vini Jr., a diehard Flamengo fan, tagging Jorginho, right? Flamengo's midfielder, showing that he's learning from him too. That's cool, isn't it, man? That's amazing and priceless, knowing Vini Jr. is cheering for Mengo, joking around and tagging the Flamengo player. Let me just bring you Flamengo's schedule here. Flamengo just had lunch at noon. The players had lunch at 12:15 departure for the stadium at 4 post-meridium, expected arrival at 5:30 post-meridium. Botafogo and Flamengo then at Engenhão. Look, we were also talking here, right, that Botafogo comes into the match with 4 consecutive losses besides the missing players, right? They rested players in the derby to focus on the Brazilian championship, but now they're also taking some players earlier to Bolivia and so on. And even with resting, Botafogo ended up defeated. So there's the match against Nacional de Potosí, right? On Wednesday at high altitude, which makes the sequence even harder. Okay then, Flamengo on the other hand comes from 2 wins that give the squad confidence in the fight for a spot in the state championship semifinals. So today is a decisive game for Flamengo, right? And we're here keeping up with everything, bringing you all the Flamengo news, man. I'm also here following, right, a lot of the comments people are making, a lot of people already criticizing, right? Paquetá, Felipe Luis, as if Flamengo had already, right? Everything has gone down the drain this year, right? It seems like just a simple start, a preseason, right? In other years, it would be a preseason. If there isn't the issue, this year there's the Brazilian championship and everything else, right? Then we see people talking a lot, right? So let me bring here a statement from Paulo Cesar Vasconcelos. In his review, he says the following: there are 2 things that I find very interesting. One of them is that Flamengo's market moves, especially last year's, showed something important. To play here, you have to be prepared to handle the pressure. It's not just about showing up and being good at soccer. You have to be someone prepared for the extremely high level of demands from a club that gives you all the structure you need. What happened? Has never happened here, so you can do your job in the best way possible. When you mention cases of players who want to spend the night partying, notice that the group of athletes with that profile is being increasingly rejected. The club offers so many conditions that you can't sabotage yourself, as the club acts as an exemplary employer, providing ideal conditions. He demands professionalism, and being professional also means knowing how to endure, to withstand the pressure. So he's talking here, and then I tell you all. This is a comment, a constructive criticism, right? An extremely constructive comment from Paulo Cesar Vasconcelos, commentator for Cara. I was young, I was already following him. Man, fantastic, right? Obviously, I don't think he's an independent Flamengo supporter, but he's a guy who has some really interesting comments. And his criticism about some of the signings Flamengo makes is really constructive. Because when you get to Flamengo, the pressure is much bigger at Flamengo, right? The pressure at Flamengo is much bigger. So you have all the infrastructure for you, you have nothing to complain about. So how can you not at least do your part? And there are players who don't, right? That's the problem. Some players don't do it. Most at Flamengo do, but a few don't. I get upset that some players who we know weren't into partying, who didn't like those things. In the end, they leave without having the opportunities that others had, but it's okay. We hope that Flamengo, that Felipe can make it, right, son? That Felipe can make it here. Look here. That Felipe can make this squad work, and that these players have the opportunity to take advantage of the structure that Flamengo provides. Very good comment there from Paulo Cesar Vasconcelos. And there are still the players who leave Flamengo, right? And when they arrive at another club, they already play a good match. He barely debuted and already played a good match. That's the case with Alan. The pressure at Flamengo is different. There's no point in trying to compare it. The pressure at Flamengo is something else. It's much bigger. Oh, but Corinthians also has a big fan base. Yeah, but it's not the same. Yeah, but that's how it is, man. Flamengo has an unusual amount of pressure. It's another level. There are over 40 million fans. Soon it'll be 50. Besides that, right? Juninho arrived there in Mexico at Pumas. What's the pressure like? It doesn't compare to Flamengo, man. So there's also the matter of opportunity and all that there is, but it's a lot too. It's the player who feels the weight of Flamengo's jersey. A lot of players feel the weight of Flamengo's jersey. But regarding this squad, yeah, we have some important information to bring to you here as well about one who really felt it a lot. He knows what it's like to play for Flamengo. He knows what it means to play for Flamengo. That's Rossi. But we have players at Flamengo who understood what the sacred jersey is and have already won over the fans. And the others, I hope they can do that too. Speaking of Rossi, right? A guy who's already becoming an idol for the red and black fans. An important piece of market news, okay? According to the newspaper Odia, after turning down an offer from Udinese, Rossi is still negotiating to renew with Flamengo until 2031 with a salary increase. So Rossi made a decision about Udinese's offer, right? In fact, I know the agent who's handling all of this for him, and I met with the agent. When I was still in Brazil, I met him there at Nindorubu. He was going to meet with Boto at the time. The deal fell through. It didn't go anywhere, right? It stalled for a while, but now it's moving forward again, okay? I confirmed this information. Yeah, he's a guaranteed starter, right? He was decisive at several moments this year, and also last year even saved a penalty, right? Which secured Flamengo's victory against Vitória over there in Salvador. Just so you have an idea, in the last 7 penalties against him, he saved 6, man. That's unreal. Out of 7 penalties, he saved 6. He has a contract until 2027, until the end of 2027. Really? And Rossi has started the process to get Brazilian citizenship and wants to keep building his story in Rio. Okay, today he should be a starter against Botafogo, right? I don't think he'll go in with Andrew. Yeah, so Rossi is turning it down, right? He and his staff are rejecting the offer. Udinese standing firm, making their decision, deciding they want to continue their story with Flamengo, and Flamengo is moving forward with renewing goalkeeper Rossi's contract. Man, I'm really happy that Rossi turned it down regarding Udinese's offer. But today Flamengo is much bigger than Udinese, guys. Today, Flamengo is bigger than many clubs in Italy, many clubs in the Premier League, many clubs in France. Flamengo is in the world top 10 today, man. Flamengo went head-to-head with the biggest in Europe, which is Paris Saint-Germain. They went to penalties with those guys. So, honestly, Flamengo today is a world powerhouse, so we know. I'm actually glad that Rossi turned it down, but today, what does Rossi think? Am I going to Udinese? Oh, okay, because it's Europe and all. I might get an offer, but Flamengo can pay me more, offer a bigger signing bonus, higher salary, and better facilities than Udinese. Flamengo lost Zico to Udinese a long time ago. Today, Flamengo doesn't lose Rossi to Udinese. Because Flamengo is prepared, they're able to compete, to go head-to-head with the top teams in Europe. Okay? It's also important to bring this comment here from Mauro Cesar Pereira, just like I brought one from Paulo Cesar Vasconcelos. He's criticizing once again the biased press, the press that only attacks Flamengo. The only club that's pressured to have quality football is Flamengo. You can see it. The others aren't pressured. What matters is winning. It's about results. Playing well or not is just a consequence. Playing well or not is just a consequence. That's it. The others aren't pressured the way Flamengo is. Using an expression I used the other day, which is from American football. Palmeiras might have a lot more running game and less passing game, but they're going to have a running game. I don't know. I don't think so. But yesterday it worked in the quarterfinals, right? Sorry, it worked yesterday. But how many attempts did it take for Vitor Roque to score that goal? That's it, Mauro. And how many times? Can Palmeiras work the ball with the good players they have and put in a great striker they signed to put the ball in the back of the net? But that's what's being questioned. So he asks, why, man? How many opportunities does Palmeiras miss? How many chances are created for that to happen? But when it's Flamengo, right? The media criticizes, tears them apart. Yeah, look, the media tears them apart. He's talking to the little bear here. For those who don't know, he's talking to the little bear here. I'm just joking with him here, guys. But that's how it is with Flamengo. I was talking about the pressure. It's what Paulo Cesar Vasconcelos said. Now, Mauro, since we're talking about pressure, okay? So all of this is very important for us to bring up. That's it, guys, okay? We'll be back later after the Flamengo game, Flamengo and Botafogo, right? Botafogo and Flamengo live from Engenhão. We'll be back later for the post-game, bringing all our analysis and all the information about this game, God willing, with Flamengo already qualified. That's it. I invite you to follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave a cool like on the video. Greetings, João Bruno Negras. This is Flamengo. Thanks, everyone. Big hug. I'm out.